Hey, what is up, guys? So we got a bunch of new cards coming out, and in addition to that, we're going to be taking a look at the new Magic or Magician's Circle, which is a really crazy card. Looking at some of the, Dark Magician stuff coming out, a lot of people are excited to see it in action. So I got that replay, but there's a lot of other quick news that we got to go over real quick because there is a level 12 SYNCHRO monster, and how amazing is it? Alright, let's check that out. So anyways, it requires a tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters, so technically a little bit easier to pull off than Quasar. But anyways, it's a level 12 with 3,000 attack and 2,000 defense, and anyone can make it technically. So the third effect of it can only be used once per duel. So the first effect is that if the SYNCHRO summon if it's Synchro Summon using a Blackwing monster as material, it's treated as a tuner monster while face up on the field. The second effect is that it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Pretty good. Third effect is that you get to target one Blackwing monster in your graveyard. Its level becomes the same as that target's level. And then the fourth effect is that if this card was Synchro Summon using only Synchro materials as Synchro monsters as Synchro materials, if this card attacks during damage type, it gains 3,000 attack. Like it already has, it can't be destroyed by card effects. So already almost immunity to a lot of things, but obviously Castell can just send that thing back. So in my opinion, I think Quasar is overall a much better card. But maybe if you need to one-shot something and you can't attack him directly or something to have some crazy field spell or something like that, it could definitely be better than Quasar in some cases, but I think overall I would much rather make Quasar. But some of the Blackwing stuff that you're using as new support, you can only summon Blackwings, so therefore this card counts as a Blackwing. I mean, this card technically it beats Quasar. I mean, it can gain more attack and it can't be destroyed by card effects, so yeah, it beats Quasar in Quasar versus this card, but I think Quasar is overall just a much better card. That's my thoughts on it. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that card. Anyways, so we have the Savant Thomas. It's a new DeeDee card that I think is going to make people a little bit more excited to try out the DeeDee archetype. It's a decent archetype. It's actually quite good. No one really plays it, and I didn't think it was that good until I really saw some other people playing the deck that actually knew what they were doing, because I feel a lot of people don't know what they're doing with this deck. But anyways, new card, so it's the Savant Thomas 1800 attack, pendulum scale of 6, and it's got 2600 defense. So its effect is that you can only use the pendulum effect of it once per turn. So the pendulum effect is that during your main phase, you can activate this effect. Add one of your face set DeeDee pendulum monsters from your extra deck, and then you can only activate it once per turn. So you just add one that's face up. And then the monster effect is that you can, this is also once per turn. You can target one DeeDee card in your pendulum zone. Any battle damage your opponent takes becomes halved for the rest of the turn. Also destroy it. And if you do, special summon in defense position, one level 8 DeeDee monster from your deck, but its effects are negated this turn. So it does definitely help you as a stepping stone to make other things. I want to know if we can pull off Quasar in the DeeDee archetype, because I know that there's a lot of crazy combos, especially just in pendulum decks in general, but the fact that you can special summon any level 8 DeeDee monster, it does negate its effect, but I mean, it can be used as a stepping stone for Level Eater, because trying to get out Quasar in the deck is pretty hard as of right now. But I think people will just do crazy stuff with this. I mean, there's really very little restrictions on this, other than it being level 8. It's not like it has to be a dark or a specific one, but most of them are dark anyways. But I just think this effect is crazy. Just special summon a level 8 from your deck. Yeah, its effects are negated, but who cares? You're going to exceed with it or synchro with it, or you're going to do something with the card anyways. And then also the organization, which is where I'm getting all this info from. It's it's a shout out to Thomas Edison, the guy who made the light bulb. Pretty cool stuff. There's also a new card called Marsh Macaron. It looks kind of like Marshmallow. Shout outs to my main man Marshmallow. One of the best cards ever. One of my favorite cards in some of the games. Anyway, so it's a light fairy. 200 attack, 200 defense, absolute trash for the stats. But anyways, you can only use this effect once per turn, so if this card is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can just special summon up to 2 Marsh Macaroon other than this card from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So I was like, wow, you can just stall 4 days, hashtag waste his time 2016. I thought that was hilarious, because you can just, some decks, they don't have any, bounce back effects, so you could just be special summon this, and there's 2 more, and then they're destroyed. I mean, keep in mind again, you can only use this effect of it once per turn, but that is pretty annoying. definitely very annoying to run into. And I'm thinking maybe with scraps you can destroy this, comes back, get 2 more. Like, there's a little bit of fun with this. I don't think it's going to be meta, but I think it's going to be fun just for some people to mess around with. Oh, also, this is the new World Championship Qualifier Regional Mat. Looks pretty freaking awesome. I believe that's a Blue Eyes card. Another quick little announcement that I haven't mentioned on my channel. The tins for 2016 are going to be Obelisk with the Kaiba, and then you have Yugi with the Slifer. You get both of the cards. They are going to be the playable versions, but there's no announcement of what else is going to be in these yet, so I figured I'd just throw this in another video because there's not enough to talk about it, but that is pretty cool. I think the tins look pretty cool, so maybe for like display pieces, you know, you can put them on your wall. I know I kind of like to do that with some of the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff and just, you know, games and stuff in general. I like that. Pretty cool stuff, but again, we don't know what's in it yet. I will update you guys on the future because more than likely it'll be really good reprints, and I felt like we just got really amazing reprints recently anyways, so I want to know what the heck are they going to put in Monera? I don't know, like, they got to make something, but these are the Mega Tins. I mentioned before that there's new Dark Magician support coming out, so more importantly, everyone wants to see this card in action, and I got it for you guys, so I'm going to play the replay real quick. It's called Magic Expand. It is a crazy strong card. So here it is in action. Let's go ahead and just play the replay. Thanks Teriyaki, by the way, man, for sending this in. The guy opens up with a rabbit too, man. But, you know, times against like the multiple back row. I mean, you already can smell that they always have that freaking card that like banishes. I hate running into that. And sometimes there's Magician Circle, so maybe he's like, I'll just wait for the back row. Maybe that was his, you know, idea or mindset, so to speak. But I mean, I wouldn't say this is like the best player in the back. Sometimes it's just interesting to see, like, you know, how certain decks can do against other decks. But this card right here, the Dark Magic Circle, I think this makes the deck. Without this card, this deck not even good at all. But yeah, pretty cool to see like Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, like, all those things are getting some support. But unfortunately, they're just not meta enough. Like they're just not good enough. But you know. All depends on what we get in the future, but he goes in and specials the rabbit, and then he gets to go ahead and bust out all those cards. Oh man, where that Shock Exton Knight or Shockmaster? I don't know. Where'd those cards go, man? But I don't know if we'll ever get those. Well, I mean, Exton I think is kind of balanced, but anyway, so he has Sage's Stone, and he's going to go ahead and activate this card. So this is the card that a lot of players are like, whoa, this card's insane. So Magic Spend, you get to apply these effects in sequence depending on the number of Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on the field and in the graveyards. Some of the cards, they actually count as Dark Magician in the graveyard as well. Is it this one? This card names become Dark Magician while it is on the field. So some of them, like, they count on the field. I think there might be one. Oh, this is obviously in the graveyard anyways. But if you have multiple, you get to apply them effects in sequence. So if you have one or more, you get to one Dark Spellcaster, one Dark Spellcaster type monster in the field gains 1,000 attack, so it's like a small little boost. And then if you have 2 or more, this turn your opponent can't activate any cards or effects in response to the activation of your spell and trap cards and effects. And also spell and trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent card effects. Pretty good. And then the third effect, when you have 3 or more, all Dark Spellcaster type monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects at the end of this turn. So basically, you win in the game that turn. You activate that card. And obviously, like, even against Pendulum decks, which was relatively fast, he was able to, you know, completely shut him down. Sage's Stone, kind of funny though. Activate only if you control Dark Magician, go especially on Dark Magician from your hand or deck. Maybe this card will see some play. If you guys didn't know, some of like the Eye of Timaeus cards have been going up in price, literally just because of the announcement of the Dark Magician support. And like the support isn't bad. If you guys didn't see this card, I feel like we still are missing Magic Girl in TCG, right? Let me know if I'm wrong on that, by the way, guys, because I think we've been waiting for that card forever, and like, where is it in the TCG? But anyways, Edmund Illusion Magician, I didn't go over this card's effect in quite some time, and I know a lot of people are wanting to play this deck, so I want to go over some of the effects here, and then before I finish off the duel. So when this card attacks, or actually it's a, where is it? When a spellcaster type normal monster declares an attack, you can target one card your opponent controls and banish it. So, like, before you even get out this card, more than likely you're going to be getting out Dark Magician, right? Because this card's going to, like, you know, it's going to work well with this card. So what you're able to do then is to banish 2 cards. Banishing is probably the best effect we have right now in the game. So being able to banish, like, double cards, and that's good because, like, Dark Magic Circle can proc on your turn and your opponent's turn. He hits him for 3,600. attack, and that's going to go ahead and make a game. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think of the Magic Expand. Are you guys going to be playing this in your decks? Because I feel like it is kind of one of those late game cards, because like you have to have them in the grave, right? But the thing is, like, sometimes this deck doesn't have a late game because it's just like too inconsistent. You have like maybe a little bit of like you know, brick hands, so to speak, because if you're playing a lot of these vanilla cards, it can indeed happen. I think what they need is like you know, I think Fluffle's got like a reload. They need like something to cycle through like the vanillas. I know that there's like Sacred Sword 7 stars, so that can be an option maybe, but you don't really want to banish your Dark Magicians. But maybe you can use you know, other cards that, like, what is it, Burr from Different Dimension. The card lets you special summon from the Banish Zone or something like that. I think maybe we can see some other like builds with this, but for the most part, I'm thinking that it's just not good enough to be tier 1. But that's my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys give that like button a titty slap. And, you know, definitely Vape Nation. And I'm signing out.